Hello, I'm Joey Rainwater. I'm your Douglas County Farm Bureau President, and we are here today at Mirror Lake Elementary School, and we're going to be featuring their Golden Garden Friday program. But wait a minute, nobody checked the calendar. It's Thursday. How are we going to do Golden Garden Friday and it's Thursday? Well, anyways, we're here. We're going to be talking to Mrs. Johnson, the principal at Mirror Lake. We're going to be talking with Miss Murray, the music teacher, and she is over the Golden Garden program. And then we're going to be talking with a parent volunteer, Miss Ortega, and we're going to find out just about their Golden Garden program. And we hope that it would encourage and inspire other schools and other teachers, principals, and so forth to incorporate ag in the classroom at their school. So stay tuned for the interviews, and then we're going to take, at the end, we're going to take a tour of their Golden Garden. All right, it's good to have Miss Johnson, the principal here at Mirror Lake Elementary School, with us today, and thank you for taking time out of your day.
You're welcome. Glad to be here.
To talk with us and share about the Golden Garden Friday program here at the school. So, Miss Johnson, it's obvious that it takes the support from the principal to have a program of any sort in the school and it be successful. All right, what do you believe that this program means to your school?
I believe that it is important for the children to become engaged with the outdoors. In today's society, they are bombarded with screen time, with phones, video games, television, and we're seeing children who spend less and less time outdoors. So it gets them outdoors, it helps to engage them with the outdoors. I think it definitely gives them an understanding of what farm to table means. They get the opportunity to try new foods, new fruits, vegetables, new spices that they may not have been exposed to before. And I also think the composting is important. The entire program gives children an appreciation for the environment and for the habitats and the animals, the insects who are in the environment. I've had several students who have talked to me about bees and the plants that encourage the bees to come into the habitat and the importance of that. So overall, it gives them an appreciation for the outdoor environment.
So sort of engaging the kids in things they normally wouldn't be engaged in. Is this program worth trying to duplicate in other schools in Douglas County?
Yes, definitely. We have seen a lot of benefits with the students. They love Garden Fridays. I will walk through the school and they'll say, oh, it's Garden Friday. I didn't wear my dress today. I didn't wear my dress shoes. I dressed down today. They look forward to it. It's definitely an engagement tool. It also has just given the children to learn so many things that they would not have learned in a regular classroom setting. You can read about the outdoors. You can read about farming. You can watch a brain pop video or those types of instructional tools, but actually having the children have the opportunity to go outside and literally get involved and get dirty, and it is a unique opportunity that definitely has benefits for the students.
Right. I know that I'm a hands-on type of learner as well, so a lot of kids that wouldn't comprehend sitting in front of a textbook or a video or what have you. The hands-on helps engage them in their learning. So, very good. Can you give us just a brief idea, maybe a shortened version of the commitment that it takes to have this type of a program in your school?
It takes commitments from various stakeholders. Of course, at the school level, the principal has to be supportive of it, and of course you have to have some teachers, some staff members who are willing to spend the extra time, the effort and energy to physically go out there and do it. It also takes volunteers and of course our sponsors. It does take some money, some financial backing. We have a great group of parent volunteers who has helped us along the way with the program. When we first started Target sent some employees out on a Saturday. We spent a Saturday working on the beds. So it takes a community effort. We couldn't have done this without the Farm Bureau, the Master Gardeners. So it's really a community collaborative effort.
Very good. All right, we are here with Miss Murray. She is the music teacher here at Mirror Lake Elementary School, and she has been in charge of the Golden Garden Friday program. And it's my understanding that at first you weren't very keen on the idea of being in charge of this program, but it was a different story once you got involved. And so I'll let you tell us about that if you'd like to do that to start off with.
Yes, absolutely. So it basically started out with the onset of the whole STEM movement, science, technology, engineering, math, when there was such a big push for that. I've always been a teacher that I like to teach across the curriculum. I like to incorporate a lot of different subject areas, even in my music classroom, and show students how all subject areas can connect with music. So I've always kind of been one of those teachers anyway to do like some different stuff, even in the music classroom. So I was really concerned though, like how did the arts fit in with that whole STEM thing? So I was very fortunate to go spend an entire day at a STEAM school in Atlanta, Georgia. STEAM meaning science, technology, engineering, arts, and math. And so we spent the whole day there, and one of the ideas that we brought back to implement here at Mirror Lake was that of a garden. And we started out, very small, just a little, we used pallets, and just right out here, right outside the music room is a beautiful green space, and it was not being utilized for anything, so we thought this is a great place to just put some little pallets, and we filled them with soil and put some plants in them, and the Golden Garden was born. And it really just started out as very small, just a little way that students could get out and get their hands dirty and experience nature. And so that's really kind of how it started. For me, it started like being over the program. I brought it back as an idea. I didn't realize I was going to be the one over it. But you know what they say, don't give the idea unless you're willing to head it up. So basically for me, it started as based on proximity, the garden being right outside my classroom. I guess it just made sense that I was the one to kind of oversee the program and what was going on with the garden. So.
Okay, I'm going to kind of go off cue just for a second.
Okay.
Because I thought about something when you were speaking.
Okay, sure.
Because it's actually taken away from some of your music time.
True.
And then also the art class is combined with that group.
Yes.
On Fridays, correct?
Yes. So before the garden program actually even became a thing, on Fridays, a lot of times, myself as the music teacher and the art teacher, we would combine. We had actually kind of coined this term called muse art. And so we would come together and we would do things to where the students could see where music and art can kind of go hand in hand. So we would do different activities that combine the concepts of music and art. So we really just, when we got the garden, we started thinking, well, how can we now like tie the garden into that muse art concept? And so we decided that on Fridays we would start doing some muse art activities and kind of pull it in the nature aspect. And eventually Fridays became not muse art really anymore, even though we still tie in music and art with the garden program. But it's now called Garden Day Fridays. So that's what we do on Fridays now.
All right, what is your vision for this program, or do you have any goals that you would like to see accomplished through this program?
Yes, so when we first started the program, for me, I felt like we needed something in our school to kind of cater to those students that learn from a naturalistic perspective. If you're familiar with Howard Gardner's theory of multiple intelligences, there's like 8 intelligences that people are said to have. And I feel like schools do a really great job hitting all of those intelligences except for the naturalistic. And many students, they want to get their hands dirty. They want to go outside. They want to know what's going on in the environment around us. So I think that was kind of our original goal. And we met that by providing a way for the students to do that, experience nature. And then our next goal was to become a pollinator habitat. And we kind of followed the protocol on the Rosalind Carter Butterfly Trail. So they have kind of a step-by-step way to become a pollinator habitat. And one of the protocol is to have milkweed for the monarch butterfly to be able to lay their eggs on. So, we had to meet some different criteria, but eventually we got on the Rosalind Carter Butterfly Trail registry. So we were really excited about that. That was one of our goals initially. And so now I would say one of our goals coming up very soon is to start a greenhouse project, a greenhouse program, I guess, to go along with our garden program. And so we want to do this basically so that we can show students how plants can be grown. Even when it's cold outside, plants can still be growing. And we want to have plants growing and available to plant as soon as, the threat of frost has passed, that we can go ahead and start planting plants. And they can see the fruits or the vegetables coming in before they leave out for the summer break. So that's kind of our next big thing. But through our garden program, we do all kinds of stuff. We do taste tests. The kids love taste tests. That's probably their favorite part, actually. They love to go out and if there's especially anything that they can go in the garden and pick and eat right then and there, blueberries, strawberries, just anything. They love that. And all of these are goals, original goals that we had. And, I would say that's just the most important thing. It's just coming up with that list of goals and accomplishing one by one, get those goals accomplished. And, yeah, I hope that answered the question. I was going to say one of our teaching goals also is just, empathy for the environment and, teaching students about how important it is to take care of our environment. How important it is to be pollinator protectors. We have to protect our environment. We have to protect the pollinators. And all of that works together for agricultural purposes, horticulture, and then thus nutrition and taking care of our own health. So,
I think one thing I thought about while you were talking about the different steps and the goals that you've met would be if someone in another school wanted to start a program, would not to be overwhelmed, but just take one step at a time.
Yes.
Start small. Once you accomplish that goal, then set another goal and just reach it year after year.
Yes.
And get bigger.
Absolutely. Like I said, we started with just the pallets. And, and that was perfect for the first year or so. And then we started getting involved with different organizations like Master Gardeners, Farm Bureau, even several local companies such as Turner's or corporations like Target and Home Depot, donating things to where we were able to build, a few raised beds. And then later on, build some more raised beds. And then now we're getting into greenhouse. So you just have to just take it one step at a time. Don't try to do it all at once because it is very overwhelming. So just do a little bit at a time. And the students will learn just from a little bit. They will learn a lot.
Now, one more question I want to ask you. Did you have much agriculture experience when you started?
No. I mean, not really. I mean, I like to, do some things around my own home. We've even experimented with a garden before and it never did well. So, I would definitely not say that I have a lot of agricultural knowledge or experience, but it has just truly been learn as I go and with lots of help from people that do know what they're doing. And these people have mentored me and helped me, and I'm here to help whoever because I've been helped so much. So I'm definitely here to help whoever wants to learn how this can be successful at their school. So
one thing that Ms. Murray had mentioned was the help of the Master Gardeners here in Douglas County, and then also the Georgia Farm Bureau Foundation has resources and that they have for curriculum that you can teach in the classroom. And so there's a lot of resources and that you can reach out to and build your program off of that.
absolutely.
All right, we're here with a parent volunteer, Miss Ortega, and it was Miss Murray's words that you have been with her from day one.
That's correct.
And so will you tell us, as a volunteer, what do you do to help with the program?
Oh, I just come, water the garden, help her take care of the plants. I do a lot of, now that we're doing the classes every Friday, I do some research for her. Between the two of us, we kind of, you know, research a lot of the lessons and find information that will apply to the kids, that the kids will find interesting activities and, you know, things that will interest them throughout the year.
I'm sure that is very helpful to Miss Murray, since she already has lesson plans that she has to put together. So,
Right.
as a parent, what value do you see in a program such as this in the school?
I like the hands-on. I think the kids benefit a lot from the hands-on activities, from being outside. You know, anytime you take a kid, you know, one of the students outside, you can see them light up, you know, just to get a little fresh air and get their hands dirty and observe different things. It just makes the lessons come to life. We sometimes go outside and they just, you know, want to play in the dirt, and they'll point out, oh, look at this bug, or look at this, you know, blueberry that just blossomed, or what is this flower, or, you know, what is this butterfly. So it's always fresh and always, you know, interesting for them. They always find something new outside.
Do y'all build any lessons off questions that the kids have?
We actually did. We actually did. We had some students ask about how bananas, where we grew bananas, and how the production of bananas came around. So we did a whole lesson on where bananas come from, what are the conditions for the bananas, different types of bananas, and of course I bring in a little bit of different background because I was born in El Salvador, so we use a lot of plantains in our cooking, and so we taste test plantains and bananas and learn where they come from, the culture, you know, cultural aspects of that. So I think it was a great opportunity. They also ask about how do you know when a soil is rich. So we went outside and took different samples of soil from around the school, you know. There's always an opportunity. Their questions are always at the foundation of a lot of the lessons that Ms. Murray has done.
Very good. Very good. Is there anything else you would like to add to for any other schools that are interested in a program?
Oh, I hope that more schools start doing this, because I know my kids. All of my kids have gone through Mirror Lake. I only have one now in 3rd grade, and just yesterday he was saying how much his peers were saying that they love going out to the garden and, you know, learning about what's growing over there. They are all interested in the pollinators and waiting for the monarchs and the butterflies to come next year. So I think a lot of them are looking forward to it. It just adds another dimension to school. A lot of the lessons, you know, that they learn in the classroom, we can kind of build upon here, you know, in Ms. Murray's classes. So I hope a lot more kids can experience that. It's just enriching, you know, enrichment.
Well, thank you so much for your volunteer time, and I know that any program that is going to be successful in our school system is going to take volunteers like yourself.